If you're over 60, listen carefully, because what I'm about to share could completely change the way your body ages. You see, most people think losing muscle is just a part of getting older, that weakness, fatigue, and slow metabolism are normal. But that's not true. Muscle loss is optional. You can reverse it. You just have to understand what's really causing it and how one simple addition to your morning coffee could help you rebuild strength, improve metabolism, and feel decades younger. When most people think about muscles, they picture bodybuilders, gyms, or physical strength. But what if I told you that your muscles are one of the most powerful predictors of how long and how well you live? Muscles are not just about looking fit. They are deeply connected to your metabolism, your hormones, your immune system, and even your brain. When you lose muscle, you lose your body's ability to stay young, energetic, and independent. And here's the surprising truth: you can rebuild muscle at any age. Your body is not too old, too late, or too weak to respond. It's simply waiting for the right message. And once you send that message through proper nutrition and movement, everything starts to change. Now, let's be honest, people over 60 begin to feel a slow decline in their physical power. They say, I'm just getting older, but what's really happening is a process called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle tissue due to inactivity, hormonal shifts, and poor nutrition. But this isn't just a cosmetic issue. Muscle is your body's engine. It's where your metabolism happens. It's where glucose is stored, fat is burned, and energy is produced. When muscle mass declines, everything else slows down. Your energy, your focus, your digestion, even your mood. You start noticing fatigue, joint stiffness, and slower recovery after minor activities. But here's the key: this process can be reversed if you understand that your muscles are not just physical tissue. They are living, metabolic organs that need constant stimulation to stay alive. Every time you move, every push, pull, or stretch, you're sending a signal to your cells: build, repair, and grow stronger. That's why resistance training, even light body weight exercises or using resistance bands, can trigger powerful biochemical reactions. When you challenge your muscles, your body releases growth hormone and testosterone, improves insulin sensitivity, and boosts mitochondrial function. It's like flipping a biological switch from aging to anti-aging. It doesn't matter if you're 60, 70, or even 80, your body will respond if you challenge it. The difference between someone who feels 40 at 70 and someone who feels 90 at 60 isn't genetics. It's muscle activity. Think of your muscles as your personal anti-aging medicine. The stronger your muscles, the better your metabolism, the sharper your brain, and the more stable your hormones. Muscle tissue produces something called myokines, special molecules that communicate with your brain, liver, and immune system. They help reduce inflammation, balance blood sugar, and even improve your mood. So when you build muscle, you're not just getting stronger, you're healing your body from the inside out. This is why people who prioritize muscle health age gracefully, move freely, and maintain energy others envy. Here's a powerful hook: every day you don't engage your muscles, your body gets the message that you don't need them. And when your body thinks you don't need muscle, it starts to recycle it, breaking it down for energy, leaving you weaker and frailer. But the opposite is also true. Every time you lift, stretch, or engage your muscles, your body says, I need this, and starts to protect and rebuild it. You are literally teaching your body how to age based on the signals you send through your daily habits. Nutrition also plays a crucial role here. You can't build muscle if you're running on sugar, processed foods, or low-protein diets. Your muscles crave amino acids, especially leucine, glycine, and glutamine, found in collagen, eggs, grass-fed beef, and fish. Pair these with minerals like magnesium and potassium to enhance muscle contraction and recovery. Add fasting and quality sleep, and you create the perfect environment for muscle regeneration. Sleep is when your body releases the most growth hormone, the hormone responsible for repair and rebuilding. If you neglect it, you block your body's natural recovery process. Here's what I want you to remember. Muscle loss is not aging. It's disuse. The body you have right now is the result of the signals you've been sending it for years. But that also means you can rewrite the story starting today. You can rebuild your strength, reshape your metabolism, and reignite your energy no matter your age. Your muscles are listening to you every single day. What message will you send them? Decay or growth? The choice is completely in your hands, and the transformation starts the moment you decide to move, fuel, and live like your health depends on it, because it truly does. Most people spend years obsessing over calories, counting them, cutting them, or burning them, thinking that's the secret to health and weight control. But the truth is, calories are not the main driver of transformation, especially after 50 or 60. What truly matters is nutrient timing. When you eat is often more important than how much you eat, because your body's metabolism doesn't run on math, it runs on rhythm. Hormones like insulin, cortisol, and growth hormone operate on a 24-hour clock. If you align your eating patterns with those natural rhythms, your body becomes a fat-burning, muscle-preserving machine. But when you eat at the wrong times or graze all day long, you send your system into chaos, storing fat, losing energy, and accelerating aging. Here's the hook. Every bite you take either signals your body to store or to repair. There's no neutral meal. And that's why nutrient timing is so powerful. When you fast, even for a few hours, insulin drops and your body switches to fat burning mode. During that window, your cells begin cleaning out old proteins and toxins, a process called autophagy. This is your body's internal housekeeping. But the moment you break that fast with sugar, processed carbs, or low-quality foods, you interrupt the process. Instead of renewing, your body starts storing. Now imagine doing this day after day for years. It's no wonder people lose energy, gain belly fat, and feel stuck. When you hit your 50s or 60s, your sensitivity to insulin decreases. That means your body doesn't handle carbs as efficiently as it once did. But if you use intermittent fasting strategically, you can reverse that resistance. Fasting helps reset your metabolic clock, allowing your body to become insulin sensitive again. And that's when magic happens. You start burning fat effortlessly, you preserve muscle tissue, and your energy stabilizes all day long. You feel lighter, sharper, and more alive, not because you're eating less, but because you're eating smarter. Now, when you break your fast, that's when nutrient quality matters most. The first thing that touches your system after fasting determines your hormonal direction for the day. If you start with refined carbs, you spike insulin and crash later. But if you start your morning with coffee blended with MCT oil and collagen, you create a clean energy foundation. MCTs bypass the liver and convert directly into ketones, your brain and muscles' preferred fuel source. Collagen provides amino acids to support muscle recovery, joint health, and skin elasticity. That simple combination turns your morning coffee from a stimulant into a healing elixir. It tells your body repair, rebuild, and stay sharp. The timing of your meals also affects your sleep, stress, and hormone balance. Eating late at night keeps insulin high when it should be low, suppressing growth hormone and preventing deep recovery. On the other hand, finishing your last meal a few hours before bed lowers insulin, allowing your body to release growth hormone and repair muscle tissue overnight. You wake up lighter, clearer, and more energized because your system wasn't digesting, it was healing. That's what proper timing does. It allows your body to work with you instead of against you. Think of nutrient timing like conducting a symphony. Every note, every meal needs to hit at the right time for the music to sound perfect. If you eat constantly, your hormones are out of tune. But if you allow fasting windows, prioritize whole foods, and eat with intention, your metabolism finds harmony. You'll start noticing that hunger fades, cravings disappear, and your body feels more balanced. You're no longer at war with your appetite. You're in alignment with it. This approach is not about deprivation, it's about precision. When you eat with the rhythm of your biology, you gain control, not just over your weight, but over your energy, focus, and mood. You begin to realize that the secret isn't to eat less, it's to eat right and at the right time. It's about training your body to thrive in its natural fasting and feeding cycles. Once you master that, you don't need to chase energy. Your body produces it naturally. The most empowering part, you can start today. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated plans. Just shift your timing. Start with a 16-hour fast. Break it with nutrient-dense meals and stop eating a few hours before bed. Your body will thank you with more clarity, better digestion, and visible vitality. Every hour you spend not eating is an hour your body spends healing, Every intentional meal is a message that says, I'm ready to rebuild. When you align your meals with your body's natural rhythm, you stop fighting biology and start flowing with it, and that's when real transformation begins. Stress is often seen as just an emotional state, something that happens in your mind, but the truth is, stress is deeply physical. It changes your hormones, alters your metabolism, and silently eats away at your muscle tissue. If you're over 50 or 60 and wondering why your energy, strength, or recovery isn't what it used to be, chronic stress is likely one of the biggest hidden reasons. The hormone behind it all is cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. It's designed to help you survive danger, not live in it every day. When cortisol levels stay elevated for too long, your body shifts into a protective mode. It starts breaking down muscle for quick energy, storing fat around the abdomen, and slowing down your metabolism. The body thinks it's saving your life, but in reality, it's draining your vitality. Here's the hook. Stress is the only weight you can't see in the mirror, but it's often the heaviest one you carry. You can be eating right, exercising, and even fasting, but if your stress is out of control, your results will stall. High cortisol blocks the effects of growth hormone and testosterone, both of which are essential for maintaining lean muscle and strength as you age. It also interferes with sleep, lowers your immune response, and keeps your body stuck in a cycle of fatigue and inflammation. This is why many people who are doing everything right still feel tired, sore, and mentally foggy. Their nervous system never gets a break. The key is to understand that stress is not just about external problems. It's also about internal imbalance. Skipping meals, overtraining, consuming too much caffeine, or not getting enough sleep all raise cortisol just like emotional stress does. The body doesn't distinguish between running from a wild animal or running on too little rest. The hormonal response is the same. When your body is constantly on alert, it prioritizes survival, not muscle growth or repair. That's why people under chronic stress lose muscle tone even if they're exercising. The body is too busy surviving to rebuild. But here's the good news. You can reprogram your stress response. Your nervous system is adaptable. You can train it to shift from fight or flight into rest and repair. It starts with simple, consistent habits. Deep breathing is one of the fastest ways to lower cortisol. When you exhale slowly, you activate the vagus nerve, which calms your entire system. Pair this with daily sunlight exposure, gentle movement, and mindful pauses throughout your day, and you start teaching your body that it's safe to relax. Once that happens, your hormones begin to rebalance naturally. Growth hormone rises during deep sleep, testosterone normalizes, and muscle recovery accelerates. Sleep is your greatest recovery tool, yet it's the first thing stress takes away. When your mind races at night, cortisol stays high, preventing you from reaching deep restorative sleep. But when you focus on winding down, dimming lights, avoiding screens, and practicing gratitude before bed, you send a powerful message to your brain. The day is done. It's time to repair. That single change can transform your energy, muscle recovery, and mental clarity. Your body heals when you rest, not when you worry. Nutrition also plays a role in managing stress. Processed foods, sugar, and alcohol can all raise cortisol levels. On the other hand, magnesium-rich foods like spinach, avocados, and pumpkin seeds help calm the nervous system. Adaptogenic herbs such as ashwagandha and rhodiola can help the body adapt to stress more efficiently, lowering cortisol while supporting energy and focus. Even hydration matters. Dehydration increases stress hormones and makes you feel more tense. So every sip of water, every breath of calm, every early bedtime, they're all small acts of stress management that protect your muscles, your brain, and your heart. Here's something to remember. Stress is not your enemy, it's your teacher. It's your body's way of saying something is off balance. When you start to listen instead of fight it, you gain control. You begin to see that true strength doesn't come from how much you can push through. It comes from how well you can recover. The person who can rest deeply, stay calm under pressure, and protect their peace will always age better, think clearer, and move stronger. Stress will always be part of life, but how your body responds to it is within your control. You can either let it break you down or use it to build resilience. The choice, as always, begins with awareness. The moment you take control of your breathing, Your sleep and your mindset, your hormones start to follow, and your body begins to rebuild from the inside out. Progress in health doesn't come from massive overnight changes. It comes from the small, consistent actions that compound over time. The truth is, you don't need to overhaul your life to rebuild your body. You just need to take small, daily steps that send your body the message, we are growing, not aging. The people who maintain strength, vitality, and clarity into their 60s, 70s, and beyond are not those who chase perfection. They're the ones who master consistency. They understand that health is built in the quiet moments, in those small decisions repeated day after day. Yeah. You don't lose muscle overnight, and you don't regain it overnight either. But you can absolutely rebuild it if you commit to steady, intentional effort. Here's the hook. Your future strength is being decided by the things you do when no one is watching. Every time you choose movement over comfort, hydration over soda, sleep over screens, you're casting a vote for your future self. Each one of those votes counts. Over time, they accumulate into something powerful, a body that feels alive, resilient, and capable. You may not see results in a day or even a week, but the body is always listening. Every push-up, every stretch, every healthy meal tells your system that you want to thrive, and the body responds. It begins to rebuild, regenerate, and recover. One of the biggest mistakes people make after 60 is believing that slowing down is a sign of wisdom. But it's actually the fastest route to decline. The body needs motion to stay young. Joints need lubrication, muscles need stimulation, and the brain needs oxygen from physical movement. When you stop challenging your body, it starts conserving energy, and that's when you feel stiff, tired, and fragile. But the opposite is also true. Even light activity done consistently can have a dramatic impact. A 20-minute walk after dinner improves insulin sensitivity. A few minutes of resistance training each day strengthens muscles, supports bone density, and boosts metabolism. You don't need a gym or fancy equipment. Your own body weight is enough to create change. The key is to link your habits to something you already do daily. For example, while your coffee brews, do a set of squats or arm circles. During a TV break, stretch your back and legs. These moments may feel small, but they send powerful hormonal signals, increasing endorphins, lowering cortisol, and improving circulation. They remind your body that it's still needed, still strong, and still capable. What matters is that you move, because movement is life. The more you move, the more energy you create, and the more youthful your body feels. Consistency also applies to nutrition. You don't need to follow extreme diets or count every calorie. Focus on one upgrade at a time. Swap processed foods for whole foods, replace sugary snacks with nuts or fruit, and hydrate throughout the day. When you repeat these simple actions consistently, your metabolism stabilizes, cravings fade, and your body starts functioning the way it was designed to. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Even small improvements in diet and movement can lead to major improvements in how you feel and perform. Sleep is another cornerstone habit that multiplies the effects of every other effort. Deep, restorative sleep releases growth hormone, repairs muscles, and restores the brain. Going to bed at the same time, dimming lights an hour before sleep, and keeping your room cool can dramatically improve sleep quality. When you sleep better, your stress hormones drop, your recovery accelerates, and your motivation naturally increases. Suddenly, the effort to stay consistent becomes effortless because your body is aligned with your goals. Here's the truth. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline built on small habits is unshakable. You won't always feel inspired, but if your habits are strong, you won't need inspiration. You'll just do what's needed automatically. Every day you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you build a stronger identity, the identity of someone who doesn't quit. And once that identity forms, transformation becomes inevitable. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect energy. Start with one simple action. Walk, stretch, drink water, breathe deeply. These small moments are not insignificant. They're the foundation of your future strength. The body rewards consistency, not intensity. And if you give it small, daily proof that you're committed to growth, it will meet you halfway every time. Your energy will rise, your confidence will build, and your health will begin to reflect your effort. Remember, it's not the big changes that transform you, it's the little ones done with big intention. Each small act of care is a message to your body that you're not giving up on it, and in return, your body won't give up on you. So here's your challenge. Tomorrow morning, before you sip that black coffee, add a scoop of collagen and a tablespoon of MCT oil. Make this your new habit. Within weeks, you'll feel stronger, more energized, and more confident in your body. You'll notice your posture improving, your metabolism speeding up, and your overall vitality coming back. Don't let age define you. You're not getting older. You're getting smarter about your health. It's time to stop losing muscle and start building it, because your best years are not behind you. They're right in front of you.